Assalamualaikum and hello everybody. My name is Ifan Shazam bin Marazak, nama metrik 03 DKA 19F1118.
Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. My name is Muhammad Al-Muizzin Basri from class DKA 40. My metric number is 03 DKA 19F1130.
Hello and hi, my name is Muaz bin Muhammad Nazir from class DKA 4D. My matrix number is 03 DKA 19F1124. Okay, first the results title, the company comparison about living in hostel and living outside among polytechnic. The objective is to identify students' opinion about the situation, being students that live in hostel and those living outside the hostel.
Okay, from this slide, it shows problem statement about our research title. First problem statement is a student resides with studying at a school affects student discipline. This statement is really common in Malaysia because most students who late to class is mostly students stay at rented house. Okay, our second problem statement is parental concern about children's discipline while at school. Normally, all parents want their children become a good student, especially about discipline. It was because disciplined student must be smart in arranging learning time. Okay, our last problem statement is parents want to minimize their children's expense while study at the school. It was because if students stay at the rented house, rented price are higher than hostel fee. That means students will spend more money if they stay at the rented house. Okay, our first question for respondent is, do you agree the equipment in the dormitory is more comfortable compared to the equipment in the rented house? Okay, from 29 respondent, 12 respondent is agree with this statement and another 17 respondent disagree with this statement. Okay, from this slide, the pie chart show percentage for agree and disagree from respondent. We can see 59% from pie chart is for disagree about our first question and 41% is agree with this question. On my opinion, this is because not all rented house has less comfortable equipment, and it is likely that there is also a lack of equipment provided in the hostel. Okay, so our second question for respondent is, do you agree is most parents expect their child to live in a dormitory than they're living in a rented house? From 29 respondent, 22 respondent is agree with this statement and another 7 respondents disagree with this statement. Okay, from this slide, the pie chart show percentage for agree and disagree from respondent. We can see 34% from pie chart is for disagree about our question and 76% is agree with that question. On my opinion, majority respondent agree with this statement because most parents want their children be safe during day at school. So for make sure their children safe, they want their children stay in their dormitory compare stay in the rent house.
For the question of the expense of living in rental house is higher compared to living in a hostel. Most students agree about living in rental house higher compared to living in a hostel. We can see this agreement from the data and graph that have been collected through the distributed Google form. That we can see that 28 students agree and 1 student is disagree. For the another question is, disciplines of students living in rental house is less good compared to students living in dormitories. From the data and graph that have been collected through the distributed Google form, 22 students was agree about disciplines of student living in rental house is less good compared to students living in hostel. And just 7 students was not agree. Maybe they feel themselves being restrained.
Okay, this table is the way of self-management in a rental house is less organized compared to a hostel. Okay, many people choose agree. Total is 22 people and disagree is 7. Where they agree because students who stay at a rental house must be independent and use the time wisely compared to the student in hostel. They already have a schedule set by the hostel management, and who student at rental house, they no one forbid you to come back late because of course you and the key to your own rental house. Okay, second slide is usually student living in dorm will get to class early than student living in rental house. Okay, 21 people is agree and disagree 8 number of people. Why they agree? Because class is close to the hostel, but some students from outside they come early from hostel student as they don't know grab to the toilet. In the hostel, the toilet are limited, and that cause the student to be late. Apparently, students who live in student residential college get a various type of basic facility and service provided in their respective resident college, while students who live in rent house must be learned to be independent. Thank you very much. That's my slide today.